So today we're in northwestern Victoria and we're in a region that's called the Mallee. And it's called the Mallee because we're in Mallee habitat. This is part of the Mallee ecosystem. So what we're looking at here are eucalypts, different species of eucalypt, but they grow in what is called the Mallee habit. It's really characteristic, you can see it. It's this kind of spreading shrub-like behaviour. It has this kind of messy look to it, you know, there's all this stuff underneath on the forest floor. There's all this bark, there's all this leaf litter, there's sticks. And that has a lot to do with eucalypts and the way they behave, the way they shed their bark. And Mallee eucalypts are no different. Look at this, look at these ribbons of bark just trailing off the tree. They look soft. They're not soft, they're very hard. And they take a long time to break down. So they stay here on the sandy soil for quite a while. And that builds up, and you can see it all around us here. All that leaf litter and all that bark, all that material that makes up the forest floor here is really important to one species in particular, the Malleefowl. This is a Malleefowl mound. It's a great big pile of sand, but it's also got so much leaf litter, sticks and bark and all sorts of material that's been scraped in there. It's not an accident. That's not just because they were trying to make a big sand castle and there happened to be a lot of sticks around. They have gone out of their way to collect as much of that material as possible to put it in this mound, because that's where they lay their eggs, and they need that vegetation, that leaf matter, to help with the incubation process. So we're sitting by a mound now, we're trying to keep quiet. We're waiting for a male Malleefowl to appear because his job is to come and check on this mound and to open it up and let the heat out, let the heat escape so that the eggs don't overheat. And it's a lot of work. They're shifting a lot of sand. These are really tough, hard-working birds. But the other story is the female. While the male is looking after this mound, the female is out there having to find food. Now, that's not an easy thing to do in the Mallee. She's having to find all sorts of food, invertebrates and seeds, and at certain times of the year, little green shoots and things like that, because she's got to lay the eggs. And she's got to find water in that food to provide the liquid that is inside that egg. So we're going to get comfortable, we're going to sit here quietly at a safe distance from the mound so that the birds know that they can come in and do their thing unperturbed. And we're just going to take in the Mallee country, and that's one of the best things you can do if you come out here, is just sit quietly and see what reveals itself to you. There's an invisible thread that tethers this bird to this mound at this time of the year. He has to be around this mound. He has to be able to check on its temperature, make sure the eggs are okay, and open it up if the female needs to lay. Here he is. Isn't he beautiful? Look at that gorgeous black stripe of feathers that runs down his neck, down to his chest. These mounds are so incredible. Look how much sand this bird has to shift. He's not much bigger than a chicken. This is his pride and joy. And once he leaves the mound, he becomes very difficult to see. Amazing birds. They shift an incredible amount of sand and soil to make these mounds almost daily at certain times of the year. And then, when the chicks hatch out, there is no parental care. They hatch out of the eggs inside the mound, they sift through the sand, they burst through the surface of the mound, and they're immediately on their own. That's it. All of the parental care is in this mound. These are tough birds, incredibly tough, incredibly hard working. But as if life wasn't hard enough for them, we're not making things easy. We've cleared a lot of their habitat, and now climate change is threatening these landscapes with increasing numbers of fire. That's why we're working with the National Malleefowl Recovery Group in order to make a film especially about malleefowl and the amazing people that work on them. If you'd like to support that project, please go to rememberthewild.org.au.